Let's talk about shame. Let's talk about the feeling of shame. How many of us on this planet are actually feeling shame on a daily basis? Let me ask you a question, because perhaps you're wondering, okay, Sige, what you're talking about. Okay, let me ask you a question. Say when it comes to finances, and you're learning, you're figuring out how to do all of that, how to do your finances, how to break even, how to make money, how to earn money, how to save, how to invest, how to budget, how to spend. And say that you have a specific behavior when it comes to money. Okay, you penny pinching, or you don't budget, or in Dutch we say you have a hole in your hand, right? Like you're spending and overspending. And when it comes to that, when you think about it, you perhaps may be in a situation right now that you feel a lot of shame about it. That's what I want to talk to you about. It can be also about any other areas in your life. Perhaps people may feel shame about their body, or people perhaps feel shame about anything else about their life. Okay, perhaps you are a parent and you're not able to spend time with your children, and you feel shame about that. You blame yourself about that as well. Okay, so there's so many other ways that people get to feel shame, because perhaps you experience something in your life and you're not proud of your behavior, or perhaps something happened to you that you couldn't do anything about it and you carry shame about it. Perhaps you went through a divorce and you feel a lot of shame about that. It can be anything, okay? Now, let me know in the comments if you know for yourself there's areas in your life that you feel shame about. Okay, because I am here to help you understand how you can help yourself through that. So every Saturday, I guide people through their emotions. And I got a beautiful comment that a person said, okay, for me, this was a new experience, and the feeling was rather intense. Okay, and perhaps I feel like I'm going to wait 1 month to go through it again. And I loved her open-hearted saying, right? Because imagine you have that, you have a specific shame in your life, okay? And you say that the feeling is so big. Let's call it, it's a big ball of shame, right? And when you're guided through the process that I help people with, okay, it means that, okay, now this ball gets just a tiny bit. There's just a hump out of it, right? Because you go through the process of processing it. So if that's the feeling of shame that you have, the intensity, let's call it a fictive amount of shame that you can feel, and it's covered in your body, okay? Our emotions, when we're not able to process them or go through them, our body is just literally storing them in the body, on locations, on organs. It can be anything in the body, okay? It can be around your heart, it can be around some places on your shoulders, it can be in your belly, it can be on your knees, your back. The body stores that, it's energy, okay? And it's not processed, so it's not transitioned yet. It's not, so energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be transitioned. And if you are not able to transition it in the moment that it happens, or just know about how to support yourself through specific practices, then the body is going to store that. Now, to visualize this amount I talked, this is this big ball, okay? It's not particularly a big ball, be cautious about it. It's just a figure that I call to make it visual for you. So let's say it's this big amount that is this big feeling. It can be anything, can be fear, can be anger. And when you help yourself on the process and you say, okay, this was so intense, okay, let me not go there, let me push it away, let me don't listen to it. Then we were also talking about self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, self-fulfilling prophecy is something that you say is going to happen and you believe it, and then unconsciously you have thoughts and feelings and actions, behavior that you do in order that you're able to say, see, I knew it was going to happen, right? So this is how we keep ourselves small, right? So you may be in relationships, you may be going through money issues, and then you recreate the same situation over and over again because you don't see the connection between your thoughts and your feelings and the behavior and the actions that you do. So you keep on recreating the same thing over and over again. So you keep on saying, I knew this is going to happen. Can you see that? And that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it's connected to your subconscious mind. Now, the subconscious mind is responsible for 96, 97% of everything we experience. So you better learn how to work with the power of your subconscious mind. And if you don't believe this, then ask yourself a question. Why is it when people go for change, only a small amount, a small percentage of people, they have this big amount of change? Or people, when they go for change, they only have change that is more or less 5% in difference, not this big quantum leap, right? Because you operate from the thinking mind, not with your subconscious mind. All right, topic for another video. If you want to know about it, let me know in the comments. I was talking about this big ball of anger or fear or frustration, irritation, blame, shame. Okay. Now let's say I don't want to feel that emotion and I'm going to push it away. Right? With a self-fulfilling prophecy, it may get bigger. When you work on that emotion, when you allow yourself to go through a process so your body gets to release it, and you process it with your body, every time a small hump gets out of it, right? So you repeat this. It's just like training for a marathon or training for an ultra run, right? What you don't know, you don't know. What you resist persists. So only by you going through a process and repeating it, just a few habits that you repeat, a small perspective that changes, a thought that changes, you becoming the observer instead of being like the victim of what happens to you. It happens for you. You get to understand that you can observe it. And by you guiding yourself through it, you get to move through the shame. You can journal about it and ask yourself, what are the situations that I feel shame? You can write it down because writing down slows the mind. Also, you processing the shame is allowing your body to release it, meaning you create you create space for new energy, for new opportunities. You can also ask yourself, okay, where does this thought come from? Can I see a pattern with which specific actions, with which specific people, in which specific situations? And see if you can trace a pattern in there. Is it related to your family? Is it related to things that happen in your life? Is it related to your upbringing? Is it perhaps related to your grandparents? Specific behavior that you see that you can trace into the behavior of your parents and into your own behavior? Is it something that happened later on in life and that you can see as a dynamic in your relationships or perhaps at work? So sit and write down what comes up for you when you think of that. and see that you can find clarity there. And then it's very important for you that you are able to say, okay, my self image is a specific way. And I want you to know that if you're on a self development journey and you are not focused on the self image, well, you're going to stay stuck for a long time. Okay? When you watch the behavior instead of the connection that you can make to your self image and what you can change there, you're going to stay there over and over and over again. So we move into, okay, instead of feeling this feeling of shame and processing it and doing the embodiment practice, what can I do when it comes to my thinking that I can change? What is the image that I hold of myself, how I want to behave, how I want to deal with it, and start acting from that premise? And this is how you shift. And this is very crucial for you to understand there's so much possible when it comes to self-development. Now, let me know if this has been worthwhile to you, if you got an aha moment, if you learned something new. Let me know in the comments. Also, share your questions with me in the comments. I'm very happy to receive them. I'm very happy to answer them. And also, you are welcome to join us on these calls where I guide you through a process on how to understand your emotions and how to process them together with the body. Happens every Saturday and every Tuesday. Tuesday in person in Zurich and Saturday over Zoom. I will share in the comments my meetup link where you can join and where you can discover for yourself how much this helps you. I know not many coaches do this practice. I have been looking for this practice for a long time. And when I mastered it, when I trained myself over and over and over with it, then a huge release was happening based upon fears of abandonment and fear of rejection. I know from experience that you get to heal emotions that you have been carrying for decades. For sure. And you don't only do this for yourself, you also do this generationally and collectively. And when you feel alone on your journey, know that it may feel like a burden. It is a gift because energetically, you are supporting this whole planet in changing consciousness. You contribute with bringing darkness to light. And this is how you heal. All right, talk to you very soon. When you have questions, let me know. Like, subscribe, share this video with people who experience a lot of shame or have perhaps intense emotions, anger, fear, sadness, frustration, blame, depression. It's all part of the process. We are human. We are human. We are beautiful soul having a temporary physical experience, and it can be very dense. Talk to you very soon. Click the link, join, subscribe. Talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.